gang, it's your buddy Platt back with another Spirit Series video. Today we're going to start the home stretch of the Brandy section. I want to talk about, over the next couple videos, the two most revered, distinctive styles of Brandy, and that's Armagnac and its big brother Cognac. Today we're going to focus in on Armagnac. Armagnac is a distinct style of Brandy from the Armagnac region of Gascon. Gascon is a state in southwest France. It is regulated by the Bureau National Interprofessionnel d'Armagnac. Think of it similar to the CRT with the regulation of tequila. Excuse me. Like I said, along with Cognac, it's one of the more revered style of brandies, internationally well known, well respected for the true professionals in the spirit industry. It's not near as popular as Cognac, but it actually has a longer history. A good way to think of these is kind of a brotherly relationship. Cognac is by far the bigger brother. Armagnac, though, is the older brother. Armagnac, by many, is thought to be the first brandy from France. By the 14th century, 1300s, it was actually being consumed for medicinal purposes, of course. By the 15th to 17th century, it's starting to be sold throughout other regions of France. Dutch merchants end up helping it move international markets, even though later on they would switch their allegiances to Cognac eventually. But first, they were selling Armagnac. Armagnac received its own AOC, or appellation control, in 1936. Within the Armagnac AOC are three departments or subregions that again have their own AOCs: Armagnac, Armagnac-Ténarèze, and Haut-Armagnac. A good way to think about this is, in our wine series we talked about Bordeaux. Well, the region of Bordeaux has its own AOC, but within there's sub-AOC, sub-regions, or whatever. Same with this. Armagnac actually recently got another AOC, a special AOC for something they refer to as Blanche d'Armagnac, or clear unaged Armagnac, or unaged brandy. This is something that's I've noticed in the last few years in the spirit industry. Some typically, in our mind, would be brown spirits and are now being sold as cleared spirits. The bourbon people are selling what's called white dog or unaged bourbon. I have seen a couple other brandies producers go with the unaged. I think here domestically, I don't know if the Cognac people have gotten on board with that yet, but the Armagnac people have. A good way to discuss Armagnac, I think the best way, is to compare and contrast with Cognac. Most of you out there probably know a little bit about Cognac, but probably not a lot about Armagnac. Like I said, they both have their own AOCs. Armagnac is based in the Gascony region, which is in the far southwest of France. Cognac is based in the Charente region. That's a little further north, about 200 or 300 miles further north. Slightly different climates, slightly different terroirs. So we should just naturally get a different taste. Grape-wise, Cognacs are based predominantly with Uni Blanc. There can be other grapes in the mix, but for the most part, it's Uni Blanc, disproportionately so. Where with Armagnac, Uni Blanc still a big grape, but there's also Fall Blanche, Bocaux Blanc, and Colombard. So there's a little more balance in the different grapes that can be used. Armagnac is distilled one time in a column still. Cognac is distilled twice in a pot still. Armagnac, after distillation, will come off that still, even though it's a column still, will come off that still at a lower proof than what Cognac does 2 times off the column still, or off the pot still. So what that means is, because Cognac comes off higher proof, it's generally always cut with water, cut down to bottling proof, where some Armagnacs are bottled at cask strength, or just at the same proof what they came off the still. They're not cut with water. So that's going to affect the flavor, the viscosity, body of the two spirits. Both will use predominantly Limousin oak or classic French oak. Limousin oak, besides the use in brandy production, is also used in wine production. But the Armagnac people also have the option of using locally sourced Gascon oak. And if you think about it, if you're using local grapes and you're using local oak, you're really doubling down on the terroir. And so I think that's something unique about Armagnac. Because, again, of the distillation, the single distillation versus double distillation, Armagnac tends to have a fuller bodied, a little more kind of a powerful flavor. Cognacs tend to be subtler, lighter bodied. I saw an interesting way to think about it, and I'd never thought about it before. But someone compared it to drinking vodka at room temperature and then trying it from a freezer. That even though it's the same spirit, just coming off the freezer adds a little to the viscosity, adds a little to the mouthfeel. You just get more of a coating sensation on the mouth, and that's how they compared and contrast the two. Last but not least, Armagnac, like I said, is the smaller of the two. Not real popular. And because of that, they have more mom and pop type producers, vastly smaller vineyards. Cognac's a big operation. We have the big players like Cavassier, Remy Martin, Hennessy, Martell. Huge producers with vast hectares of grapes under vine. Like I said, this is more of a mom and pop organization, or a mom and pop feel to Armagnac. I don't know how true this is, but I did read this statement on researching. They claim that the angel share, when a barrel breathes while it's aging and evaporates, some of the liquid evaporates, it's called the angel share. They claim the angel share each year from Cognac is more than the total production of Armagnac. Just think about that. So again, two totally different stratospheres, but again, Armagnac's highly, highly respected spirit. The particular Armagnac we're going to try today is the signature from Chateau Laubade. It is from the Bas-Armagnac region. Comes in at 80 proof, 40% alcohol by volume. It is a blend of Uni Blanc and Fall Blanche grapes. There's no age statement on this compared to other spirits. We'll talk about it in the Cognac, the VS, VSOP. There's no statement like that. It's a blend of young spirits, even though there can be some of the spirits in here up to 6 years in age. But you can tell by the color, it's rather light, so these are young spirits. Let's give her a try. Excuse me. Hopefully I'm drinking this for medicinal purposes. Alright, got a nice lively nose. Just a subtle hit of vanilla. Ooh, that's nice. It's the color looks light, and at first the taste seems kind of light, but then, man, the flavors really show up. Light bit of oak, light honey, light caramel, but it's more. It does pack more power than you would think by looking at it. This looks like a really light blended Scotch, or a light blended whiskey when you look at it, but the taste, yeah, it really stands out. I get some vanilla notes from the wood a little bit. There is that classic little fruit though for a brandy taste. It's not wood predominant because it is fairly young spirit, but yeah, there's a maturity and complexity to this that again, for something light in color, you would not normally think you'd get. That is nice. That's definitely something I could sip on for a while, and I might do that actually. Well, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please subscribe down below. Also, please like the video because it lets YouTube know we're putting out good content. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them in the comment section, or you can always contact me on the Twitter page. Till next time, bottoms up.